Yeah, what's going on here? I hit it one in the chat if you could be able to hear me. Because for some reason, what's going on, guys? Black Swan Seeking My Creator, Magic Matrix, Ike. Because for some reason, my says my headset's not picking up. I hear the thing moving, but I'm not sure. Okay, my volume high. Okay, you can hear me clear. All right, man. So let's get into it. Make sure you hit the like button if I'm coming in. All right. So, what this was based on? This was based on email. See, we went kind of back and forth. And when most people tell me that they don't have time for things, the first thing I do is I take them through this timeline. I tell them for an entire week, a normal week of yours, I want you to take a pen and a piece of paper and write down how you spent your day, all of it. I'm not talking about eating, sleeping, or working, because that's obvious that that can be done. That's going to take time. That you can't. Obviously. So the person disappears after a week. He disappears after a week, and then I email the week after that, and he got back in contact. This guy said clearly he didn't realize how much time that he was wasting on entertainment. He didn't know how much time he was wasting on sports. Like after work, he would normally, go to the bar, pool, all the kind. Like everything that he did outside of work was entertainment based and sleep, obviously. So I'm like, if you're not investing in yourself, if you're not spending your time in a worthwhile fashion, and all of your time is taken up for all these other things that are truly not important, come on. I'm like, bro, do you realize how much more fun you're gonna be able to have once you got your money straight? I'm like, how much time do you think you're gonna have more? You're gonna have time, more time for the things that you actually want to do once you got your shit straight. So I'm like, look, because he went into the whole oh, there's not enough mentors and all this shit. I'm like, man, go fuck yourself. Ain't nobody going to drag you to opportunity when this is what you do with your time. Your time is spent on all the things you want to do. But when it came time for you to focus on yourself, you kind of outsource that to other people. I'm like, dude, that ain't what mentoring is. I'm like, bro, you just didn't have the initiative to go out there and do this shit. It's just that you didn't know what these things meant. Scroll, scroll, Black Avenger. So it's like, you got to stop this stuff. Like, dude, listen, when you disappear for months on end, nobody tracks you down to try to find out where you are. Oh, Red Pill. Nobody try to track down and find out where you are. Because normally when people disappear, they assume something bad's happened to them. They assume they got locked up. They assume a whole bunch of bad until they reappear on the scene and they got their stuff together. Okay, never mind. But that's where we are. It's like at some point, man, you're gonna have to put all this stuff down, man. You're gonna have to put it down. You're gonna have to focus on yourself. You're gonna have to concentrate on things that are important. Because I'm telling you right now, man, these new immigrants that are coming over here, these people are getting to they get into the money real quick. They get into business real quick. And you want to know why those people are here? It's because there's too many American citizens not doing what the hell they're supposed to do. That's why there's a labor shortage. And I'm not talking about a labor shortage for bullshit jobs like fast food and all that dumbass shit. I'm talking about skilled labor. So if a country can't run off of skilled labor because the domestic people that you have here don't want to do what they need to do to actually help business out, that's how they get all these other people to come in here to service business needs. So you can't say or even think that stopping immigration is somehow gonna not embarrass the shit out of the fact that you ain't doing nothing with your life, right? But that's the thing. If you don't understand how these things work, and these things haven't changed how they worked, by the way, they've always worked this way. The business cycle has always worked this way. You really don't see these people in clubs or anywhere else. Why? They hit the ground running. They hit the ground running. There's a lot you can learn about people who are actually coming here new and doing the actual things that they're supposed to do here. You can't keep finding more and more reasons to not be involved or invested in the actual system or society itself. You actually have to take your ass out here and find yourself a skill and continue to keep investing in yourself until you do get in business like everybody else. Because if you're looking for an excuse to not get started, trust me, you will find one. If you're looking for a reason to not go out there, trust me, you will find one. There's always going to be another person who's going to make you feel comfortable while you're not taking action. That's right. They're going to come up and they're going to try to steal your time away. But at some point, everybody's just going to stop concentrating on you not having your shit together, man. Say it again, man. Say it again. Like me, I'm a skilled labor guy. We should have been out of this low wage job shit generations ago. You got to be able to learn, adapt, and improve, man. But most people don't want to do the learn, adapt, and improve thing. They want to because it's too fun at the bottom. You have too much fun at the bottom. You don't have to risk anything when you're at the bottom. You don't have to participate in society at the bottom. You can make all the excuses you want to. You have a whole lot of friends, tons of places to go, tons of places to hang out with. Not really that much money, but that's what you got. This is why, like, Like these lessons are supposed to be passed down years ago, man. Like we can't be going over day one stuff. Like all this stuff is supposed to be well understood while you were growing up. This stuff was supposed to be well understood before you even graduated high school. Yeah, I have a bunch of fun with them. I work a lot. I make a lot. But yeah, I always have fun when I'm on the road, man. Yeah. You got to stop believing in this work life balance bullshit, too. Hold on a second. Got to call. All right, man. There we go. There we go. Hey, listen, man. Like I was talking to another guy last week, and he was telling me about, you know, the work life balance and passive income. And I'm like, hold on a second, dude. How you thinking about all that shit and you ain't got no skills to actually get those things? Like, where is it? Like, dude, all that stuff is based on skills, man. Like, you're still gonna have to learn something in order to transfer that into that type of situation. And I had to let them know that people who come up with these easy cookie cutter answers, man, bro, they make a lot of money off of this type of stuff. A lot of money. But I'm like, dude, listen, man, it doesn't take that much to invest in one thing. It takes a hell of a lot more time to keep all this nonsense going that you have in your own life that you're trying to keep going for the sake of keeping it going, rather than just focus on something. Leave most of the stuff alone and get off the field. That's the thing, man. It's like, dude, um, you have to understand, man. Like this image piece is nothing but bullshit. It's like, all right, it's kind of like when people market their actual skills and hustle. I'm like, hey, man, you do realize that hustlers sell you a whole bunch of nonsense around whenever these things come to pass, right? And that's why I tell people, like, hey, man, if you're good at something, man, don't call it a hustle, man. Because hustlers don't give a damn about nothing but money. They don't care about taking responsibility for anything whenever it goes wrong. Yeah, the image piece is about passing yourself off as something when you don't provide any tangible outcomes for anything that you're actually talking. You provide more conversation about something tangible than there is tangible action to be taken for something to be done. That's kind of what the image piece is about. That's what the bullshit of the image piece is about for the most part. And it's just the same thing for the entertainment piece too. You have to keep up a whole bunch of nonsense. You have to prepare some type of narrative for people to get caught up in, and it fits in between their preconceived ignorance for the most part. And that's where we at, man. It's like, bro, you can really leave this stuff alone, man. You can at this point. At some point, man. you can really turn this stuff off, man. Because expecting somebody to come up and just give you the homie hookup for a job or something that you ain't supposed to have, dude, them days are over, man. Nobody's going to be risking everything that they work for inside their life to put you on like that, man. People have been burned way too many times out here, man. Way too many times. I'm not the only person. There's tons of people who try to put people on. They turn out to be Bravo Alpha Novembers without any type of without any type of say. They didn't even care, man. They just stepped over you like it wasn't nothing. And when it all went bad, they just blamed somebody else. I was gonna or just oh, that's what we are, man. It's like this piece ain't that hard, man, and it's very worthwhile to get this stuff popping. Because man, some of these dudes I turned out like I met these dudes like these dudes were like bagging groceries in a mall, and like 3 or 4 weeks later, after they got the CDL, they was in like 60, 70 grand a year. Never seen that kind of money. Never dreamed of even making that kind of money. Made more money than his parents. This dude was just in the basement, just across the street from the grocery store, and that's where he was working at. Yeah, that's the thing, man. You deserve to move up out of this situation, man. And I didn't have a lot of guys either. What I did have, more than anything else, I had a hell of a lot of initiative, and I made a hell of a lot of contacts. And that's where the IQ piece come in. Like, having a high IQ isn't going to make you have initiative to do things. Having a high IQ isn't going to make you build those coalitions that you need to build. It's not going to help you choose a proper career path. It's not going to help with any of those. A lot of those things you're just going to have to straight up work for. And then again, like this almost happened to me, right? Like as soon as you have a lot of potential, and the moment you get ready to get buy something or you're about to make a big move, one of these older individuals who ain't got their shit together is trying to steer you into a direction where your actual gains help them out more than they help you out. I ran into that shit a lot, man. You think these people are giving you some good ass advice? It turns out, man, they're just trying to get themselves up in your situation. And that happens a lot around here because, not a lot of people are productive and they're sitting around waiting for a piece of crumbs to be falling off somebody else's table so that way they could just run around and act like they was investing in the actual work that it took to get that. Sometimes, man, you just have to move out of that big ass place that you in, move your ass to like the bad part of town, and focus on not having your ass in that place all that much. Saving up your money so that way you can invest in yourself, man. Like that's what you need to be doing. Because here's the thing, man. You ain't supposed to lose forever. You ain't supposed to lose forever. Yeah, you're supposed to be lost for some period of time, man, but you can't live your whole life that way. It doesn't make any sense, man. And a lot of people are just not going to be feeling sorry for dudes like that, man. Like when I'm seeing these dudes on the side of the road begging for money and all that stupid ass shit, it's like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's going on? I'm telling you, man, that time gonna pass by, man. And the time is gonna show whether your ass was actually investing and involved in your future or investing and involved in just having a good time. That having a good time piece, man. It's like anything else, man. You overdo it and you are going to be in a world of trouble. A world of trouble. Get all these goddamn phone calls. All right. Yeah, man. So with this productivity piece, man, this productivity piece is becoming more and more important as we go forward and move along. Yeah. Can't can't couple up feminine women either, for the most part. They pose the same danger and risk as these goddamn dudes. And actually, they kind of work together to keep the situation the same. And have a whole bunch of shitty ass fucking babies, so that way they can make the situation artificially worse than it already needs to be for no reason. Man, I'm proud of these young ass dudes out here, man. I'm seeing more and more young ass dudes that I can fucking work with, man. I ain't never seen that before, man. I ain't never seen that before. 'Cause right now I'm in St. Louis looking at some property and shit. But man, it's great. It's great seeing these young ass dudes out here, man. Just out here getting this fucking money, man, in IT and shit, man. Ran into a dude earlier today, man, 20 years old. 20 years old, man. This dude making 65,000 a year in St. Louis at 20 years old. This dude said that he was in this foster care situation, all types of bullshit. But he got to the fucking money, dude. Dude, that dude happy as shit, man. Dude, you can't tell that dude nothing about the shit that motherfucker been through. Why? He left the entertainment and the fucking image bullshit alone, man. He wasn't trying to live up to that fucking street guy. As soon as he got the chance to get out of that fucking situation at 18 years old, this dude put his ass in a position to fucking make it. Yeah, probably for us. I agree with you. Yeah, 65 bands at 20 years old, man. 20 years old. No kids. I can't even imagine making. Dude, I was still overseas at 20 in the military. I told this dude, man, bro, listen, man, you got to write a book. You got to do a video. You got to tell people this fucking story, man. Because being in that state-run child abuse system called the foster care system, you weren't supposed to make it out of that. You're right, man. Every time you look around, they're trying to measure with a damn balancing scale how much caloric intake of bottom barrel and extremely problematic the JJ that you're gonna try to get into. Just all types of stupid shit. I know. I know a friend of mine who's he had his pilot's license since we was in the Air Force. Yeah, man, he's coming back to the United States to get over here. Yeah, and he doesn't even have a degree. He doesn't have a degree. He's about to go to school, but he hit the ground running, man. Yeah, man. Like I'm telling you, man. It's just like when the pandemic started. You don't hear people talking all that bullshit about felons and all that shit. You don't see felons talk about, oh man, won't nobody hire me? Nope. It became hard for people to get a job, and they just opened it up to everybody who wants to show up there, man. My cousin killed 4 people. This dude is working at some company now. This dude never had that damn opportunity in his life, man. This shit's crazy. Never had that opportunity. It's kind of crazy. You got 4 felonies and you're out walking around people, but yeah, that's nuts, man. I'm telling you, man, this productivity piece, man. Like what I want to do is I want to create books and give them to young ass kids and shit, so that way they know there's a way out of this situation, man. It turns out it's the same way that everybody else got out of the situation. Once they had a chance to produce on their own, you get your reset. That's your reset. It doesn't matter about how shitty of conditions that you grew up in and all that shit. Dude, at some point, man, you're going to have to be on your own. You're going to be on your own time. And you're going to get your own chance to be able to make your life better. And all this stuff is really happening here today simply because there is not enough people in society who want to produce. That's why all these people are getting shots, looks, and chances that they never had before in life. That's why you got immigrants coming over here knocking this shit out of the park. Why? People don't want to work. Not enough skilled labor. Not enough. I don't want anybody trapped into some bottom barrel job, man. Man, screw that. But that's where we at right now, man. Man, you can seriously get your life together in a couple of years, man. Like, bro, it ain't never been like that in American society, man. A couple of years, couple of years, you can be making some serious bank within America. Couple of years. But you got to put that entertainment and that image bullshit down, man. Trying to live up to being this astroturf maggle online, man. Like, bro, that shit don't do that shit don't work, man. Trying to act like you hitting every single woman in society. Like, come on, man, bro. Nobody is even exercising any of that stuff, man. Nobody is even doing any of that stuff. Oh, here we go. Was he Ados? Yeah, man. Well, he don't count. He don't count. Yeah, but that's what it is, man. You can get out here and get your shit together, man. It ain't that hard, man. Oh yeah, man. You can make a lot of money programming, man. Trying to, trying to. So let's go into the arguments or the things or the dumbass things that people say when they really ain't doing shit. All right, so here's the first one. I don't want to be involved or invested in politics because we voted for an XYZ party for X number of years and blah 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 blah. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Like when somebody says that dumbass argument, it's clear that they don't keep up with the news. It's clear that they don't. They're not invested in any way. Look, I just say not be a conservative. I'm just saying, don't be a conservative, and everything that comes out of your mouth is about liberal women. That's all. Don't be a conservative, and the only thing you want to do is cut off welfare for BWs, so that way they can end up somehow being in your house, so that way you can take care of them. That's all I'm saying. Like, man, look, I don't have a problem with conservatives, actual conservatives. It's just that you can't call yourself a conservative and then turn around and do all this unproductive shit, man. Like, come on, bro. A conservative that talks about the relationship industry of women that apparently he's not going to be a part of. Yeah, man. Hashtag, man. Was he ADOS though? But that's what we are, man. Think about how many people have died within America living up to some fake ass fucking image, man. Think about how many people tried to live up to this Tony Montana street image persona bullshit. Like, how many people actually lost their lives over that shit, trying to live up to that image? What does a successful street guy look like? What is the career path of a successful street guy? What is the career path of a successful sex trafficker or human trafficker? I guess what they're called now. What is a successful career path of somebody who sells dope to their own people? I tell people up front, the only way you can be successful in the dope game is that you are snitching on people. That's the only way you can be successful as a dope guy. Simply, hold on a second. Yeah, yeah, people don't know that. Yeah, man, the only way you can sell dope for years is that you are turning in people. It's so easy. It's so obvious that people don't get that. The only way you can be a small time hood and not really go to jail is that because you become a confidential informant. That's the only way you can keep up this bullshit within the community and not go to jail. You know who they go to? They go through these no snitching dudes on who does stuff in the community. Yeah, that's how that works. Again, you're living up to an image that you've never seen completed. You're living up to an image that you've never seen successful. You've never seen it. Name me an entertainer that don't have to root around and bullshit all day. Yes. All those fucking street dudes that you see in those communities that never went anywhere, yeah. Yeah, they're stitches, man. And yes, most of these women give up their actual drug dealer dude for a better Section 8 place. Ruin the whole drug operations over her having a better place for Section 8. These loyal women. This shit's crazy. But people want to live up to that image. That stuff is whacking this out of style, bruh. But that's what we are, man. It's crazy how the dudes who are so good at women are the dudes who are on child support. It's the dudes whining about child support. The same dudes trying to get another relationship going when they got kids that they complain about they're out there paying for, being shittily raised in a household that they're not even a part of. Why? Because you tried to live up to an image that you never seen completed, man. Come on, Blake. That's what we had though. Why? Because people don't want to focus on the big three. The big three that's going to help your life out the most. That's the big three, man. Substance, tangibles, and outcomes. Don't nobody want to talk about that. They want to. They want a conversation that they can participate in. Wasn't that the problem in the first place? The whole fact that you could participate in a conversation. These were your class clowns at school, man, who wanted to disrupt the entire class because they can't do math and spelling and shit. Now these dudes are online, man, bothering everybody else who want progress, man. No, no, fam, you know the no, man, you know the manosphere is for entertainment and entertainment only. All right, man. Oh my god. Yeah, I get emails from some of them guys sometime, and I just ask them pretty much, "Hey, man, so what? So what kind of points you put on the board, man? You know all this bullshit about all these other things, but you don't produce shit." Yeah, that's what it is, man. I ain't got to improve shit if I made those. You're right. Yeah, man. They're their own worst enemy, though, man. Those dudes. I don't even bother because anybody know that much about black culture and productive men who actually did shit within black culture and they ain't doing shit. I just look at them real sideways, man. They seem to know a lot about all these civil rights movements and acts that was passed and all that kind of dumbass shit, man. They know a lot about that. You ask them what the fuck are they doing? They ain't doing shit. They just know those people's names. Okay, how does that work? You take productive men during the time living under an era where they can witness abject death and you just take their names and just what are you doing with it? This is nuts. I forget who asked the question. I think it was G Dizzle asked the question. And I responded, look, if you want to know who a person really is, look at their content, look at their association. If you talk about black culture too much, you need your ass whooped, beat into a fucking coma. There is nothing about a grown ass man keep responding to whack bitches all the time. Something wrong with that. Something is wrong with that. You got all these conservative men, no conservative women. How's that work? Yeah, I guess. I guess. But yeah, like it's like all right, man. So you built this code of personality around foolishness and bullshit, and then you take no tangible actions to keep the system the same. How does that work? Not understanding that this progress thing is very easy. You cannot wait for the group to get better and then all of a sudden start claiming the actual accomplishments of the group when you ain't done shit. Like that's the level that these people are playing at right now. We need more individual accomplishments. The individual accomplishments make the group. Toronto. Yes, we need more individual accomplishments. And then let's say you have all these individual accomplishments. You have a lot of these black ass dudes who want to kind of hold you down to some of the worst group of people here, making all these dumbass assumptions that there's all these hidden cachet of fucking good BW somewhere who understand all this shit, who didn't say a damn word to their homegirls and shit, man. What else fucking up? Like, there's a lot wrong with them dudes too, man. A lot wrong. Again, the reason why you fall for the image and the entertainment shit is because you don't respect the substance, tangibles, and outcomes, man. Yeah, I agree. They do. But I think this is the moment in time in history where they don't have as much as control that they used to. Now they do have control over it when it comes to people speaking within the culture and all that kind of stupid shit. But like it's the individual actions piece, man, that they socialize out of these kids that they have, so that way they can keep their actual position within society, man. I think something's wrong with that. I think it's start time that we start holding people to who call themselves community minded and all this type of stupid ass shit. Yeah, man, it's time for them to start putting something on the table, man. We can't have these kids a mess and all these community minded people, man. Like, we can't have that. We can't have that with all the views going toward bullshit, but when it comes to actual real shit, ain't nobody giving a fuck about it. Because this thing mathematically is going to fall apart. Mathematically speaking, it cannot survive under its own weight. You're going to have to find a culture of dudes without social media who's smart enough to take on the entire planet, but dumb enough to make the dumbest fucking decisions on the planet when it comes to choosing a mate to get most of these people off the market. That's where we're at. Everybody's kicking the can down the road so somebody else can come out here and correct it. Everything else corrected for somebody else's behalf. And this is the worst sexual pyramid scheme ever, man. I don't know how the actual framers of this sexual pyramid scheme thought this stuff was going to work. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And they get to call themselves pro-black, and they say stupid shit like they care about the community on top of all the foolishness that comes out of their mouth. I find a very hard time taking this shit seriously for the most part. And you got to stop thinking that this is a black problem. It's not a black problem. You look at the white community, and dude, they're going through the same shit or worse. The Latino community, if they've been here over one generation, it's the same shit. The more generations that you have in America, the further apart your family splits. That's the way this shit works. But you can't say that we're the only people with this problem. It isn't. Nah, it's a sexual pyramid scheme. What they do is they go and they defile all the women and fuck them up, and then they leave them there for somebody else to come and clean up after them later on. So they call themselves community minded by just saying that they're not going to do shit to correct the problem that they actually started. That's what the community minded bullshit actually is. They have authority but no responsibility. Apparently, there are people out there who actually work out there, but not most of these people who make all these ubiquitous, untested claims. Though that's not for most of these people. I'm just saying, look, get your shit together and you keep it. You don't find nobody by the time you get this shit done with. It's time for you to make the best decision that you possibly can. You leave that preserving skin color bullshit to people who don't bring shit to the goddamn table. Yeah, man, you have a good ass life out here, man. You ain't here to suffer the consequences like everybody else. You can't have most of these failures trying to steer the actual population somewhere, especially the people with nothing to show for it. Dude, I'd be crazy or a damn fool to admit that I've been in the manosphere 11 years, 12 years, 13 years. I've been here since no accomplishments. You ain't talking about nothing productive in all that time? Dude, I'd be embarrassed as shit to do that, man. But a lot of these people are fine with it. A lot of these people are fine with it. I'm just telling you, man. You can learn this stuff today. You can get this shit over with now. And you can move on to a great ass life, man. You gotta start dealing with the TSOs, man. The tangibles, the substance, and the outcome. But if you focus on that entertainment and image bullshit, dude, you're gonna be in that shit storm forever. And guess what? You're gonna be thrown out that casino one way or another. Because you ain't gonna be able to keep playing this game forever. There's gonna be some consequences that come along with playing this stuff for a specific period of time. I understand how easy it is. Doing stupid shit is always easy. It's supposed to be. That's what I'm saying, man. It's time to start going on these trips. Time to start going to see things. It's time to start doing things, investing in things, putting yourself in places that you never thought that your ass would be in. That's what it's time for, coach. That's what it's time for, man. But I urge everybody to do that time diary, man. That time audit. I can tell you why. Because it tells people that they don't need to bring substance, tangibles, and outcomes to the table. They could just bring something that they don't even have control over to bring to the table. What it does, it gives people, it gives lowest common denominator people a sense of self-esteem that they're actually trying to protect something that they wasn't given. You wasn't given that. You didn't work for that. You didn't work for that. How can you have pride in something that you didn't work for? How can you preserve an actual statistic that you, that you didn't create? It was given to you. But that's what I'm at, folks. So let me go ahead and move for, what is this? 265 miles that I have to deliver tomorrow in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. Then I'm going to go back to the East Coast, somewhere on the East Coast, and pick up and come back to Kansas City again. Because right now it's supposed to be a slow season, but not with all this stuff going on. So I want to thank you guys for coming through. I'll be back tomorrow. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I got my website coming along pretty well. We're going to be launching probably March 1st. We're going to be going for an international audience, and we're just going to be going in a new direction. Way new direction, so that way we could talk about way more things than what this nonsense is right here. So that's it. I want to thank you guys for coming through. Make sure you like the video before leaving, and you have a really nice day.